Good morning, I am Pam Fox. Thank you for watching my channel. So I've got some kumquats here. I thought I would, never had them before. Oh my. mm. Mm-mm. Wow. So these are them. And my husband says you eat them with the peel on. Maybe he was fooling with me. They just taste like orange peel. He says the peels are the sweet part and the inside are the tart. They are tart. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so I don't like kumquats. Maybe they're not ripe. That makes a difference when it comes to eating fruit. You got to eat it when it's at its peak. Okay, my eyes are watering a little bit. So today's video is about top 5 tips for staying committed to an exercise program. So I'm excited about doing this video because my whole life, guys, I've tried and failed at remaining committed to an exercise program. So if that's you, I know what that's like. You get good intentions, you decide I'm going to do it, you know it's what's best for you, you know it's a good thing and you need to be doing it, and you're out of shape and you've gained weight or whatever, and you're no longer feeling youthful, and all of those things, and you want to exercise. You're going to do it. And maybe you join a gym, or maybe you buy some good walking shoes and a good sports bra, or maybe you buy some, videos and, and you're going to work out in your living room, and then it just never happens. Or you buy exercise equipment, and then you just find all this stuff piled on top of it and it's all dusty, and then you ship it off to the thrift store. I have been there. So many people have been there. I manage a fitness center and I have people come in all the time with good intentions. They join the gym, they give me their money, and then I never see them again. So that's totally normal. So why have I then been able to begin and commit to an exercise program now for a year and a half? I'm going to share the 5 things I believe are what enabled me to finally do it. The things that were in place that made it really easy and made it so that I was able to do it, and it's been a breeze. It's been enjoyable. I look forward to my exercise. There just needs to be some things in place that set you up for success instead of totally setting you up for failure. So, number 5 would be to pick something that you enjoy. Duh, that's obvious. So, if you're joining a gym and you're like, okay, I'm just going to get on the treadmill every day, but that's not really something, that excites you. Maybe you used to do basketball in high school, or, maybe you love to dance, or, really stop and think about it. What do I enjoy? That way it's something you can really look forward to. It's something you can, fine tune maybe your skills out if it's a sport. Maybe you love to ride your bike. Maybe you bought a bike a few years ago and you're just never using it. Well, stay tuned for the rest of my tips, because once these different tips are in place, they're going to set you up for success. So pick something that you love. So for me, and this doesn't even really go along with what I'm saying, I work in a facility that has a really, really beautiful fitness center that's available for the entire staff. It's also open to the public. And I've worked there for 13 years and have not taken advantage of that. And so once I became vegan and I had all this energy, I thought, well, I'm going to try it again, because I've tried it several times and just not been able to commit. So I did, and I began to enjoy it, and I began to commit myself to it. But that brings me to number 2, and that is that I was carved up. So being carved up just means, for me, it means being on a plant-based, whole foods, vegan diet where I'm eating an abundant amount and variety of plant foods, whole plant foods, at least as close to whole as much as possible. I'm not a raw foodist. I don't just eat foods in their whole natural form. I try to eat as many as I can. But I eat things like corn tortilla chips. I eat cooked rice. I eat, pizza. I eat a lot of things really that are processed, but try to keep it as minimal as possible. Keep it vegan, and you are going to have so many more carbohydrates now in your body, which I know in today's day and age is like a bad thing. but it's really not. We've really gone down a really bad path with this low carb nonsense. Carbohydrates are your body's number one preferred fuel source. Your brain relies almost exclusively on carbs, and all of the trillions of cells in your body need carbohydrate to function. And so if you're tired all the time and you're just trying to get in the protein, and you're, low carb, that's why. If you jump on a treadmill and you're exhausted after 3 minutes and you can't, I just can't, it's so hard, I can't do it. That's why you don't have enough fuel in your fuel tank. So just think of it like a car. If you're wanting to go, if you've only got a couple of drops of gas in your tank and you want to drive clear across the state, you're not going to get very far because you need fuel. It's the same thing with all of the trillions of cells in your body. They require fuel in order for you to function. They require fuel right inside that cell to fuel that cell so that we can function and have energy to live and move. So without that fuel, you're going to be tired. Your body's going to come down and just give you the bare minimum because it's going to put the little energy that it's got into just keeping you alive, keeping your vital organs moving. Or it's going to be busy converting what it can into usable fuel. So converting fat, converting proteins, pulling out anywhere it can energy from your body instead of from the food that you're eating. So being carved up, when I switched to a high carb, low fat vegan diet, so that just means, lots of fruit, lots of veg, starch, so rice, corn, pasta, potatoes, sweet potatoes, peas, lentils, beans, all of that kind of thing. I had energy. For the first time in my life, I had all of this energy. No caffeine, no stimulants, just from my food, just putting gas in my tank, filling those cells with my body's number one preferred fuel source, which is carbohydrate. So no, I don't eat bad carbs. I don't eat cakes and candies and pies and that kind of thing. I stay away from those types of processed foods. Occasionally, if it's vegan, I will do a vegan treat. Very occasionally though. So let's move on. So you got to be carved up. Pick something you love and get carved up. And get the bad stuff, get the junk food and the animal foods out because they are not helping you, they are harming you. Okay, so number 3 is to be hydrated. So I really don't need to go into this. Everyone knows we need, our bodies, are primarily water, and the cells need to bathe in water. And so if you're trying to work out in a dehydrated state, it's going to be very difficult for you. So I try to drink, I keep a water bottle, and in the morning, I drink water first thing in the morning when I get up. And then after breakfast, I fill a large, water bottle, and I try to drink that between breakfast and lunch. And then I do that again between lunch and dinner. And that's it for me. That's my water. And then of course I get a lot of water in just from the raw fruits that I eat throughout the day. So, but yeah, try to stay as hydrated as you possibly can. And that's not a hard thing. That's just a changing a habit kind of a thing, getting into the habit of drinking more water. So stay hydrated. Let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2. What was number two? Oh, my favorite one. Well, they're all my favorite. These are all really important. If I had to if you had to pick just one of these, I don't even think I could do it, because it wasn't until all of these things were in place that for me, my exercise became consistent and enjoyable and beneficial. And number 2 is YouTube. It's YouTube. And I've talked about this before. So for me, I took my cell phone, I got on the treadmill, and I found a 30-minute video, and I turned the treadmill on, and lo and behold, 30 minutes went by on that treadmill, and I was fine. Instead of the, before where I was like, 5 minutes, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do another 5 minutes. I'm so exhausted. My cells were fueled. I was hydrated. I had something to focus on that it was enjoyable for me. So pick something that's enjoyable for you. For me, primarily, I watch other vegan YouTubers because it gives me a lot of inspiration, find out what they're eating, what they're doing, what they're saying, what kind of experiments they're doing. They do a lot of experiments on their own body. 30-day vlogs, kind of like I'm doing right now with my ZUMBA. And so that gives me a lot of inspiration, and I just continually learn because there's a lot of different kind of ideas out there and viewpoints and ideologies. And so I'm just constantly listening to what people are saying, and YouTube is a great way to do it. There are vegans all over the world on YouTube. Find someone that inspires you. Maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else. Find someone that inspires you and hop on that treadmill and watch their videos while you're on there. And if that's not your thing, find something that is. Maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a sermon, maybe, you're learning something, maybe you're watching, a series or a class, maybe it's movies, maybe it's TV. So if you've got, a cellular device and you're able to stream or go on YouTube, at your fitness center, your local fitness center, get a membership and try that. Or maybe you've got a treadmill at home, and dig that sucker out and go on YouTube. And for me, it's just, I look forward to it every day. I look forward to my workouts every single day. So that's number 4 or number 2. So I'm going backwards. Okay. So my top, tip to remain consistent on an exercise program, number 1 is to get over yourself. And all I mean by that is you are what is the number 1 thing that's going to stand in your way. And this goes for all of life. You are the number 1 thing that is going to stand in your own way of achieving your goals. And that we do this. We tell ourselves, we have excuses, like, oh, well, I was going to stop at the gym on my way home from work, but I forgot my gym bag. So, or, oh, it's raining and I should probably get home early. And we come up with these excuses. So you've got to set yourself up for success, and then you've got to get over yourself. So don't let you get in the way of moving forward in your life and achieving your goals. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Thanks for watching.